and I guess we're popping. Yeah, it's your guy. It's that time. It's conversation with TNathan time. I'm your host, TNathan, and it's live. So that's why the first part of it is so give time people to come in while I get everything situated. Situated? Yeah, I know this song. Situated. And I'm going to put my gotta put young Kirby in the mix. So let's get some background music going here. Just a moment. My new favorite artist.
Something tells me that after I do this, I won't feel the same.
Something tells me after I do this, I won't feel the same. Ah,
It ain't drugs, it ain't lust,
it
but
ain't
it
drugs.
feels like it's numbing my pain.
It's numbing my pain, whatever it is. Ah,
I've been hurt for so long, I forgot how to love. Is that strange?
what's up, Tasha? Yeah, y'all hear Kirby?
Something tells me you know what I mean, and you
Y'all
feel
make sure you
the
all check her
same.
out. She's on TikTok. Her name is Kirby, and this is called Vain.
There ain't no choir,
There ain't no choir.
but I hear the angels sing.
I still hear the angels sing.
Holy as water,
No water.
falling from heaven's feet. Oh, baby, there ain't no altar,
There's no altar.
but I can't help but praise.
Listen to these words.
Baby, tell me this feeling I'm feeling is not in vain.
Tell me this feeling I'm feeling not in vain.
Vain, 'cause
Y'all don't know about
you've
that.
seen inside me.
Ain't nobody had their heart broken in here except me.
And you stood beside me. I ain't easy to love, I won't vow.
I'm not easy to love. I'm not easy to love. Anybody who know me will tell you
Something
that.
tells me you know what I've been through, and you feel the same, same. There ain't no choir,
There ain't no choir.
but I hear the angels sing. Holy as water, falling from heaven's feet. Oh, baby, there ain't no altar, but I can't help but praise. Oh, baby, tell me this feeling I'm feeling is not in vain. Vain, vain. Tell me ain't it vain, baby? Vain, vain, vain. Yeah, tell me ain't it vain, baby? Vain, vain, vain. Tell me ain't it vain, baby? In vain, baby. In vain, baby.
Tell me.
In vain, baby.
Tell me it's not in vain. Tell me it's not in vain. That is my favorite new artist. I found her on TikTok. Her name is Kirby. Like I said, you all make sure you all go check her out. Right? She has a TikTok. That is a song called Vain. And it is the living definition of off the chain. Her voice, her Her song styling, her lyrics is a throwback to me with a modern edge of the Harlem Renaissance era of singers. And man, she hits it. She hits all cylinders. She's all healing. There's a grumpy Scrooge is here. Y'all say hello to my grumpy brother Scrooge. Y'all sending some positive universal energy. Shay, greetings. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. I know I had to start off with that song because I've been feeling it all day. I've been listening to her new song, The Man, too, and I've been feeling it all day. It's Friday, and I want to just start off with that. How are you all doing? Greetings and salutations, everybody that is listening to me on the radio, everybody that's watching me on other social media channels, everybody on TikTok. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Conversations with TNathan. That means if there's a conversation going on and I am TNathan, then you know where you are. It is also 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And you can set your clock back because we are never late. We're never late here. We're like the atomic clock of talk shows. We start on time, and you can set your clock by it. And that's our position. And anybody who undermines that position, you are anti-black. Yeah. Listen, today I was listening to a reporter because Donald Trump was in Texas and Kerr County, and we were listening to the reporter, and they asked him a question about preventative measures and the blame and all that, and he told her she was evil. He said anybody who would ask that question in this present state is evil. And I'm like, I know you. The pot is not calling the kettle. Anybody? No, the black pot was calling something else a black pot. Because I was like, he didn't. But like I say, it's never a dull moment for me watching his press conferences because they're always going to inspire hatred and also ridiculously funny at the same time. I can't explain it. He should go for a swim. hmm. I'm already on a watch list, and you all do not help me with those kind of comments. I'm already on the watch list, and you don't help me. But swim, if you mean by sinking to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, then yes, I totally concur. I totally concur. I used to see you all the time. Well, you have to look for me. You have to understand when you're on a watch list, and because you speak out, you have to take it upon yourself to look for me. Um, if you're waiting for the algorithm to show me, you're doing revolution wrong. If you all are waiting for the algorithm to show you my videos, you're doing revolution wrong. Just gonna say that. Um, how y'all doing? For how y'all? Listen, concrete, whatever. I don't just dump him, just drop him off there. If he can make it to land from the 7 miles out, before he falls to the bottom, he deserves it. He deserves it. Yeah, you gotta search both accounts daily. Make it part of your routine. Correct. Because I post everywhere. I post on both the accounts because hey, never know. Never know. Today, I want to start off with this story right here. A federal judge blocked Trump's administration tactics in the LA immigrant raids. And this is going to be felt across the country. And I had always, and you remember what I said when we talk about these things, and I bring up the historical significance of them. And when we first started this, I talked about racial profiling in New York, stop and frisk, and how stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional because it was profiling. I was listening to Tom Holloman a couple of days ago on Fox News, and he literally, and I think this falls out of that too, because he literally said on Fox News that yeah, people were able to be, and he doubled down on it today. That's another. He doubled down on it today, and that's why I think this judge understood the assignment. This judge was like, "Oh, y'all want you all want a class action lawsuit? I'll give you one." Right. So I'm convinced also that these judges have taken it upon themselves to instruct people on how to file class action lawsuits in a way that they're going to form injunctions on them. I like to believe that. It might not be true, but I like to believe we have more judges in the vein of Ketanji Brown Jackson than not. But anyway, moving right along. So this judge ruled today that the Trump administration's tactics, that was so good. The tactics you all are using in your raids are questionable, and we need to examine them. And what are those tactics? Stopping people based upon race, or speaking Spanish, or speaking English with an accent, or at the place, or just being at a certain place. Yeah, and this is what gets me about black folks that talk about they're not getting involved and they're sitting this out and they're part of the 92%. What does that sound like, black folks? What does that sound like? When has that ever happened in this country's history that people were profiled simply because they were black or brown, or they were at the juke joint, or they spoke differently than those around? We had to learn. The people don't realize code switching is a survival mechanism in the black community. We might laugh about it now, but it is rooted in the fact that that was you had to code switch to make people. We actually did it in reverse. We used to code switch and make people think we were less intelligent than we actually were, because you know how racists and bigots are. They're intimidated by your intelligence. So that's when you had, yeah, master, that sounds good. I guess we need to go over there and do take care of that over yonder, don't we, master? Yeah, yeah, we sure do. Yeah, it's called code. I'm bad at code switching when it comes to master slave. I'm bad at it. I'm telling you. I've never been good at it. I'm good at code switching as far as speaking engagements and stuff like that. But code switching to slave, yeah, I'm bad at it. I know I'm bad at it. I can hear myself and it sounds bad. Yeah, yeah. Greetings and salutations. Yep, yeah, I'm bad at it. Now I can play a demon. I'm good at code switching into demon speak. Because I think demon speech is probably my natural speech, and everything else is just code switched outside of that. Because I just be want to tell people I will beat the living shit out of you and not even lose any sleep about it. Yeah, I'm telling you that revolutions require violence, and sometimes that violence must be gratuitous. I said what I said. I said what I said. So, getting back to what the judge did today. So, the judge literally said that you all need to change your tactics. And think about this. And we'll talk about the raid that happened at the cannabis farm in California yesterday in just a moment. But think about this, that you are literally using racial profile. There have been so many Americans swept up in these so-called raids, like at the farm yesterday, because of the color of their skin, that they spoke English with an accent, or they do like I do. I walk around intentionally. Listen, I walk around intentionally in the store speaking Spanish, I, I or Latin. I'm practicing my Latin, but anything that's foreign is good. I'm practicing my Latin. I haven't practiced Latin since high school, so I remember. And I'm going to talk about how to leave comments also on TikTok. I had to experiment with it before I found out it worked. I've said some of the most outlandish shit that I would usually get flagged for, but I've been using. Wait for it. Wait for it. And if you're old as I am, you'll know what this is. I've been using Pig Latin. Yeah, I've been leaving my comments in Pig Latin lately, and I was testing. I wanted to test and to see it before I brought it up. But yeah, Pig Latin is working. I have not had a comment violation in over 2 weeks ever since I started using Pig Latin. So that's my suggestion. If y'all try it out, I want you all to try it out and report back to me if it works for you. You can use it on my page. You know it's safe. But especially, I want, hey, family, I feel like you all been dropping the ball lately. Yeah, you all supposed to be on my page, going in on people when they say something stupid, and I have been like been alone. Yeah, so I've been feeling like you are feeling some kind of way. Where y'all been? Yeah, y'all you commenting, that's great. But every night I know y'all be seeing them stupid ass comments on my post. I know y'all be seeing them. Yeah, they aliphay Jose. Yes, yes, right. Pig Latin. That's what we're doing. Yes, Pig Latin. True. So that's what we're going to try. Try it. I want you to try it on comments, try it on people's pages, and see if you get it. Now, if you can't afford, if you get bent out of shape about violations, you might want to try it. I don't. I'll be trying to find out ways to see how long it takes them to give me a violation. But so far, 2 weeks, I have used it. I've called people weak ass bitches. I have called people racists and bigots, um, and not got a and not got a content violation yet for it. So Ixnay Aliphay, yeah, get your pig Latin going. I have been absent from the platform, but I will correct. Yep. So that's what we need to do. Try it. I want to see. I want you all to, and and I'm sure when they figure it out, I probably will get blocked from their page, and they probably listen. Even though I don't ever underestimate the enemy as a group, I don't underestimate the enemy, but the basic MAGA supporter, the ones that are out here with talking points, they are mostly stupid. And they would just assume, instead of pig Latin, they would just probably assume you speak in a foreign language and say something under it. And it's like, it's funny. It is funny. Let's see what we can do with it. And I'm making a video. I don't care. I'm making a video about it. So that's my suggestion if you need help using ChatGPT to translate to Pig Latin. Right. Does the translation bed not populate on those comments? It hasn't. I don't know because it doesn't ever. That's a good idea. We got to try it. I need somebody to go try it and see if the translation and tell somebody else about it and see if the translation button taps. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. And I guess it also depends on what pig Latin you use, because I grew up. We had basic pig Latin when you move the first letter to the N and put the A or the AY after it. We had basic pig Latin, but then we used to get creative with pig Latin. We used to get creative where we would take pig Latin, and especially in notes, and we would take the first letter off the first, and we would use the alphabet. Yeah. Depending on what word we were on, yeah, we gotta use the whole alphabet. So yeah, let us know. Yes, I'm on time. I said what I said. Right. You said what you said, Olivia. Or you sent me another. I saw that ugly ass. Listen, Olivia sent me Josh and his mom video recently, and I guess they had the Fourth of July celebration, right? And she made some um, lemon pepper wings, and something else. What else did she make? Baked beans. But the thing that stuck out to me was the first thing that she showed us, and it was potato salad. Let me tell you all a news flash. Potato salad is not a soup. It's not a soup. It's not meant to be runny and watery. It's like I'm looking at like she took some potatoes with the water, cut them up in cubes, and didn't drain all the water off of them, and put them in the pan and mixed it with some mayonnaise or something, and it looked like it was horrible. And I was like, they were so, and they ate it. They ate it. Olivia did this to you all. They ate it, and I was like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, where do you all find? Why do you all continue to go to this page? This is like a sacrilege, right? And I'm like, I couldn't even get to the rest of the stuff. It was the potato salad that took me out. It just took me out. I was like, could you if she would have showed up at the office picnic, I mean office potluck with the potato salad, y'all wouldn't see no more of the videos from her. Okay, sorry. It doesn't really work in pig Latin. Sharing is caring. No, Olivia, it is not. That was despicable. my husband isn't the greatest cook, but he's a chef compared to Josh. Compared to Josh's mom, Bella's a chef. Bella's a chef, and she doesn't even have opposable thumbs. The ones I sent aren't that bad. No, the ones you send aren't that kind of bad. Yeah, y'all be teetering, teetering. I be like teetering. But Olivia got me. I was sick for hours, and it's like that image runs around in my bed. I was like, I don't know. I'm really tossing up. Did I rather that video or Roach video? It's really a toss up. I'm not sure. I am not sure. What's up, Reese? How you feeling? Yes, translation does not populate for Pig Latin comments. Let's get it, you all. Pig Latin is the new language for bigots and racist comments that won't get you blocked. Probably will still get you blocked because they'll figure it out, but it won't get you a comment violation from TikTok. Yes, so that's what we're doing. Pig Latin. Pig Latin, and let's use the basic form. Let's use the basic form, and we'll upgrade as becomes necessary. So we'll start off with the basic form with just moving the first letter to the end and putting an A there, and then if we need to, we'll switch up the letter at the end. All on board, say I, or in this case, say A. A, AI, AI, AI. Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's it. Let's get it. So I want to see you all use this. I'm serious. All of you all who are about that life and leaving comments on racist and bigots posts, and I want you all to stop doing this. Stop worrying about people like, oh, this is going to get them. You're looking at a video that has 100,000 views, and you think my one comment is the one that's going to put it over the top. Yeah, stop doing that. I don't care. I don't care. If I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. And people always telling me that, oh, don't give them more attention than it. And I'm looking at them like, this video has 1 million views, and you tell me don't give them any more attention than they getting. Bitch, are you all have lost y'all minds? Bella, Bella, sorry, Bella. People be saying that, I be like, have y'all lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? It is the same passive attitude that is the reason people say this stuff like they do. You all make my life harder. I gotta fight people and punch. Hey, GCPR. What did I just? Did I just? I just did, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Okay. Well, so you're saying the videos I share are not educational? Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, back to the topic at hand. Thank you, Reese. I love TikTok Shop because they have wonderful skincare products. Listen, listen. So the judge temporarily blocked it, and I thought that was a wonderful thing. Even though it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and even though we're going to have a fight, but it's blatantly somebody is blatantly finally calling out the racist profiling that you're using. Okay, so the judge said we're all on board with you to take you. This is not an injunction against your deportation methods as far as the courts go, your immigration court, but your tactics of stopping people on the street or busting into people's place of employment is racist. That's what it basically racial profile. They basically said you are stopping people based upon. So also all of those who can speak Espanol when you're out in public, try it. Try it. Confuse the enemy. Confuse the enemy. Yeah, and also remember to call ICE at least once a day and make a report. Y'all make sure y'all doing you all's patriotic duty to call ICE and report your governor. You can't be as blatant as reporting your governor. Just saying, but other marginalized people, give them addresses that they need to go check out. Let's keep them busy. Let's make sure we do our part to keep ICE busy. Okay. Yes. Ole. My kids, you speak gibberish when they were little. I'm going to bring it back. Yeah, all of it. All of it. Listen. Listen, you can speak Klingon. Yeah, I tried to learn Klingon because I was a big Trekkie, but I didn't have the time to pay. I was like Klingon. I was like, I love the language, but I didn't have the. I was not in my learn another language stage at that point. I was on some other shit. I asked people in confusion, you can see me. You can see me. I'm not dead. I bet you got great skin. That is hilarious. You know the one I'm talking about. You right? Yes. So let's do that. Let's practice our Spanish or Portuguese, or if you fail, just say some phrase you know in Spanish and just spread it out and slow it up again and make sure and like I say, make sure you see the responses around you. Now, I want to move. I'm gonna lead this up here because we're gonna be talking about this on and off. But I wanna say I was if I wasn't gonna watch Superman right away. I was not. I had seen the previews. I was like, yeah, I wasn't too impressed, right? But I was watching Kellyanne Conway on Fox, and I decided, yes, I'm going to watch Superman this weekend. Yes, I'm going to go watch Superman this weekend. Yes, because I figured anything that has MAGA that upset is worth supporting. I told you, when you stand against oppression, you do anything you can to make them mad. And they are mad at James Gunn because he builds up the fact that the man from another planet that exploded, that came here on a rocket ship, is an immigrant. It's amazing to me that MAGA is mad that James Gunn highlights the fact that Superman is an immigrant. The person who draws his strength from the yellow sun that could fly, that could lift up buildings, and your thing is that he told that he's an immigrant. They call Superman super woke. Yes, I will be watching it, and you all will be watching it with me because as soon as I get it, I'm playing it on TikTok. I ain't even waiting. As soon as I get it, I'm playing it on TikTok. But I am going to see it this weekend because you all know I'm a blurred, but I hadn't planned on going to see it this weekend. But now that I know that MAGA is upset about the Superman movie, I will be sitting there eating popcorn, laughing all the way through, all the way through. Uh, well, now I want to go this week. That's what I'm saying. I'm just listen. MAGA is really upset. Kellyanne Conway was like, "Oh, I don't list super woke," and they're highlighting talking about he's an immigrant. Listen, listen. Not only it's the idea that they think that because they also changed. They have been changed. That's how I tell them to watch out because it's been changed from truth, justice, and the American way into truth, justice, and the right way, right? But it's the idea that they're like really bent out of shape about Superman. And I'm like, and yes, the previews I watched and to see it, I had a feeling that it was certain things about because why is Clark getting beat up so easily, right? But it plays into part, and then it's the part, and I know it's going to be um little issues in it that I'm going to find probably distasteful, but comparatively speaking, I can always lose myself in the action, right? But to know that MAGA is out here mad, that James Gunn is highlighting the fact that Superman is an immigrant, that he's an immigrant that crash landed in Kansas and was raised by Earthlings. How much more of an immigrant do you need? He don't even have birthright citizenship. He Long as Superman was fighting for the American way, we were good. The minute James Gunn made him universal and stood against the oppressor, all of a sudden everybody got a problem. Check text. Oh my goodness, Petra, you got me multitasking. All right, hold on, Petra. You can't make this up. What is the ex TV star? Ex TV star notorious for hotel striptease is new NASA ball. Thought No, I'm not checking that out, Petra. I saw too much of it already. Yeah, that was too much. That was too much. I already have enough issues with him besides seeing him strip in a hotel room. Yeah, yeah, Petra. Yeah, that was too much. I'm not watching it. Y'all know I'm not watching it. I saw too much as it started. Um, okay, it just told me I'm live on the other channel. Okay, yeah, I should delete that comment. But anyway, it is what it is. Can't believe you did that to me in the middle of the show. Ah, I gotta go scrub my eyes, and I only saw 2 seconds of your video. I want to see. I want to see it. No, Olivia, I'm not showing that video. She sent it to me. She sent it to you too, right? Did you? You went. You watched all of it? I didn't get. I didn't. I'm not watching any more of it. I'm not watching anymore, man. I'm sorry if y'all want to see it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look for it to yourself. You look up striptease new director of NASA, Trump appointed director of NASA. I'm sure you'll find it. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find it. I don't want to see it. Yep, don't want to see it. So yes, that's my recommendation for the weekend. The family and I are going to watch it. I don't know if we're going to watch it this weekend, but we're definitely going to watch it. And we're listen, if I can get away with it, we're gonna play it right here on TikTok. Yeah, we'll play it right here on TikTok. I'm gonna see. We'll play it on the backup. I don't even know what channel I play it on. Probably the backup channel because I'm probably gonna have to skip the opening credits because that gets picked up by TikTok, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you copyright infringement." We can't do it on the other channel, on the other a platform that can't be mentioned on TikTok without me getting a violation. We can't do it over there because they got comment censors. Dark Knight. What did Dark Knight? You went and let's see, Pig Latin. Humanity's first 128-bit social firewall wrote by AI. Okay. How you doing, Dark Knight? Greetings and salutations. All right, you all. This is it. So that is it on those. That's my side note on that. We are going to watch it. Family going to watch it. If we don't watch it here, we're going to watch it on Bootleg Movie Theater 4000. We got to get that popping. Um, got Ballerina. Guess we should watch Ballerina sometime this weekend if y'all want to. From what I see, it's straight up if it's straight up my alley because I'm all for violence in movies. I'm all for violence in movies and in real life, so that is good also. Um, Now Jeffrey Epstein, the Epstein decade. Let's talk strategy. I need to talk strategy with you all for a moment because normally when our enemies are fighting, I say stay back and get some popcorn and just watch. Well, I need you all to take a page from my book. I need you all to take a page from my book and and harass MAGA supporters about this administration, saying there's nothing to see there. Now, I want to go on record as saying before you all say that T Nathan does not believe there's anything there. I don't, but I can also believe two things are true at the same time. I do think there is something happened that during that 1 minute of missing video from the Jeff, is it a glitch? It's probably an 80% chance there's a glitch, and there's a 20% chance there's not a glitch. But I can tell you what it doesn't show, and this is the thing that gets me. Um, Hypothetically speaking, if you've never tried to choke somebody out before you shot them and put them in your trunk, hypothetically speaking, because I know no one has ever done that before, especially at the age of 16, nobody's ever choked somebody out before. But it takes more than a minute to choke somebody. It takes more than a minute to choke somebody out. Hypothetically speaking, not that I have any firsthand knowledge of this, right? Is that the wording I'm supposed to use, lawyers? Am I using the right words, lawyers? Just making sure. Um, it takes more than a minute, and I really don't care. I'm just gonna go on and put that. I guess that's what people don't realize about the death of Jeffrey Epstein. I don't really care that he's dead. I don't care. I don't care who killed him. I don't. I don't. I wouldn't even be looking for them. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. So even if that, but I just wanted to add that to the mix. That understand that I know from hypothetical experience that it takes more than a minute to choke somebody out. That said, doesn't take a minute to give somebody an injection though. But be that as it may, moving right along. Don't care why he's dead. Don't care who dead. Don't think I do. Don't think I do. I care about his victims. I care about the people who we don't even know were his victims. I do care about their privacy. But none of that is relevant to the fact that how we need to use this information because the Democrats have already shown me they're going to fail. The Democrats have already shown us they're going to fail in exploiting this weakness that we have unveiled in the MAGA support system. So we can't depend on Democrats because they're taking the moral high ground like they always do and not exploiting this situation. You have far right writers like Laura Loomer and other conspiracy theories. Alex Jones was crying on X. Alex Jones was crying on X about this. And I'm gonna need you all to join me as we make comments. If you ain't gotta make videos like I do, asking MAGA supporters if they're gonna take this lane down, you ain't even gotta know all the facts. All you gotta say is, hey, by the way, you don't care about the Jeffrey Epstein's files either. I'm just checking because it seemed like it's kind of strange that in February we were going to get a phase two, and in July they tell us there's nothing more to see here. All these years that we've been looking for it, but I'm just saying, this is just me. But if y'all don't care that the possibility that Pam Bondi knows somebody on the list or make up something, be as over the top as you want to be. I don't care if you care or not. It's called strategy. And obviously, we're not going to, we can't depend on the Democrats to execute a strategy. So, those of you all who are capable and creative enough, and listen, and I'm gonna tell this to the family because you're all always talking about you like to play with your food, right? Well, here you have an opportunity to go into these spaces and play with your food, and I'm going to ignore it. See, I'm not going to ask you, long as I know you're in there doing this. Don't be in there tussling with them over facts that they don't know. But if you want to go tussle with them by feeding into their delusion, by feeding into their conspiracy theory without subjecting yourself to the conspiracy theory also. Don't go in there talking about what you believe. Just ask them, hey, but by the way, I'm just innocent. Just be innocent. Just go in there and say, hey, I know we have some disagreements and all, but I think we agree on, trafficking of children, right? So you all are going to sit back quietly by. Yeah, you got to be nice. I don't know what you're talking about. My stomach hurt. Yes, I would love to quote. Don't care though. I don't care about any of that. What I'm telling you all is this is how we're going to expand the gap in MAGA supporters, because any MAGA supporter that worth their weight has always been talking about the conspiracy theories that they believe, no matter how outlandish. I was waiting for aliens to get involved in this conspiracy theory with that they have an overbearing fascination with Epstein, but not his victims. See, that's another thing. That's how I know I don't really care, because they're not talking about how to find. Number one, they should not even be allowed to find out every victim of Jeffrey Epstein, because all they're going to do is parade them around and re-wound them, right? That's not what we're doing. We can take down MAGA with this gap without compromising the the sanity, the security of victims. Don't engage in that. Don't actively engage in acting. Make up some victims, right? Made up victims are fine. Actual victims are off limits. Do we understand what I'm saying? Does anybody understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? One, we can't depend on the Democrats to take explanation to the situation. Two, I just need comments. I just need you all to come. And like I say, the family, I know y'all, they be playing with their food when they think I'm not looking. I know they still do it. They still do it. And I just, but now I'm giving you all a leadway to go and harass MAGA supporters, but not in the way you used to. I don't need you to get into political discussions with them because they don't have any political acumen, but they do care about conspiracy theories. Right, Shay? My point, there is people that empower that are on the list. Okay, Dark Knight, if that works, if that's what you're gonna run with it. Whatever it takes, run with it. But I need you to go and put that in and tell MAGA supporters that. I need you to go tell them that they ask him. We're starting arguments with MAGA supporters. Now, y'all always want to listen to these people that are up here arguing with MAGA supporters about stuff they don't even know. Well, go argue, go make argue. Let's go watch MAGA supporters crash and burn. I hope your night is going well. My night is going great. What's up, Vicky? What's up? It's 51 of y'all in here. Tonight is Friday. I know some of y'all got paid today. We're always looking for donations for a big yellow bus. No, I'm not buying a bus. But you all know we feed those who have to be homeless, and then we tutor those. We engage in getting supplies for students, for class and school, because I know you all want to help. I know y'all want to help. And if you have some extra money on Friday, donate. You get to watch my page. You'll see where your money goes. I told you I don't show the faces of children or those who happen to be homeless, but you get to see what we do. And if you have any questions about what we do, go to my page. There's plenty of tabs at the top of my page that actually shows us doing the work and the work we do. And yes, there is some distance between the actual work and the actual videos now. It wasn't in the past, but I know by dealing with people that are haters that I am not willing to put the life and safety of those who happen to be homeless and risk by showing update pictures of the moment. I don't mind showing you where I am in the moment when I'm not around vulnerable communities because I am also looking to fight. Yeah, but anytime vulnerable communities, you might get the videos 2 or 3 weeks later. Or if you are personal, you might get, personal videos at the time on your text, anything. But yes, we do the work. And if you would like to help us do the work, please, LOKIUS 2473. It's Friday. $5, $100, whatever you can afford. If you are seriously about that business and you care, and you yes, I'm not buying a bus. I'm not taking up money for people in Gaza, and I'm going to send it on Cash App because that's not a thing. I'm not sending people money in the Sudan on Cash App. That is not a thing. Anybody who tells you some BS like that, you should run. But the charities we do support is Doctors Without Borders, because I know people there and I know people on the ground that are doing the work and have been doing the work for the last 20 years. So this is what we do, and we've been doing it. You can go back to the Facebook days. You can go back if you find me on social media outside of my violent tendencies, you're going to find articles about what we do and AIDS communities, all that. Rain, thank you. But like I say, it's the same victim. We're going to expand. Thank you, Dark Knight. I appreciate it. Thank you. Rain, thank you. But you're a constant. Y'all are constant. I mean, we got people here that you know don't appreciate it, but that you're a constant. Yes, Dark Knight, thank you. You have given also, but appreciate you. But like I say, if y'all have extra, we deeply appreciate anything you choose to do. Because at the end of the day, okay, all right, Are you all right? Everything's all right though. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All of those, and You remember last night we closed and I asked you all do a random act of kindness today. I hope you all manage that to do that random act of kindness because let me tell you something, right? For all my violent tendencies and everything, all my violence is spent on the oppressor. If you know me, you know that I'm a teddy bear when it comes to other things. I'm a big teddy bear and I still hit hard, but I'm not probably gonna hit anybody except my nephews if they say something anti LGBTQ or something like that. And I'll punch them dead in their face too. But yeah, random acts of kindness because we have to learn to walk the balance between not losing our humanity in the fight against the oppressor. And it's easy to do that and then become oppressive in nature also. Thank you. Thank you, Shay. I got it. Got it. Thank you, Malachi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To an extent, we need to back Trump. Look at how our country got brought down. Some action needs to. Susan, um, yeah, no. Susan, Susan, to an extent, no. I think you are misconstruing the idea that we have work to do. Right. Malachi, thank you. But Susan, I think you're construing the work. We can do the work, period. We do the work. It's not, we didn't need Trump to come along and prove that we needed to work to improve relationships and to just talk about the disparity between minority classes and the oppressor. Um, yeah, because if you want to be realistic about it, with the 92% saying they're sitting out, we have lost more people from the fight. Well, I don't know. And I do straddle that. But Trump is just a symptom of a disease. Unmute her. I was talking to her. Unmute her. Unmute her. If you see me, I know y'all don't hear. Y'all gonna make me go through it and be asking me why a certain power has been revoked. Y'all know if I'm talking to somebody, I don't need you to mute them. I don't need them muting. All right. So, Susan, are you still here? Robert, my nephew is here. Our nephew is here. Everyone say hello to our nephew. Listen, I don't need a wasn't me comment section. I understand things. Shit happens, and we move on. I'm not going to. You all know that even though sometimes we might argue, it's not like I'm do anything. Everyone say hello to Robert. I don't believe in wasting our time on issues that are not worth wasting our time on. So, all right. So I guess Susan left. But Susan was talking about we need to back Donald Trump. Yes, I would. If you mean back him into an active volcano, then you're right. You're right. We do need to back him into an active volcano if that's what we're on. Greetings and salutations. Yeah, I think it does matter. It's not like it's a breaking point. I just want people to realize that in the future, that's uh, bum 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 dum dum. There we go. I keep forgetting the option to add this live to my story works again. It does. I That's nice to know because I can't even post videos on this day anymore on this account. It won't let me post on this day of I guess all the videos I make on I was like I've been making videos like this for a long time, huh? Yeah. We've been making videos like I've been making for consistently. That's one thing about me. You can like me or hate me, but you're going to say TNathan has been consistent. He has been cussing out racists and bigots since the beginning, right? So I didn't know that wasn't an option. That was an option. Yeah, it is for some people. There are so many options I don't have. Pretty sure you were one of the first few accounts I followed in 2020 when I finally got TikTok. Yeah, and I appreciate all my long term followers and supporters. Know that you appreciate it, no matter how much we argue or how much I have to, you know. Listen, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and and she mentioned, and we were talking about historical significance of a black community in Kansas, and she said, yeah, they were the cream of the crop, and I had to stop her. I had to stop her and address that cream of the crop statement, because that's a microaggression that sometimes you don't realize is rooted in your understanding and your when you're raised in a society such as this and you're part of the oppressive class, even in your enlightened state, sometimes you don't realize how that insidious nature of prejudice and bigness closes in on you. When you hit the share button, check the bottom toolbar for the store. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So understand that it requires, but I also want some people to understand that there are environmental microaggressions that do happen. And those microaggressions are born. You could be working and decolonizing yourself all you want to. There's still going to be those times when, in moments, because when you're reared in a racist society, as well, it is a constant. You never get to the point, as long as the racism continues to perpetuate itself, you never get to a point where you are totally devoid of that racist presence, and it requires constant work. And that's why I also tell people to you there's a difference between people who are doing it in a subconscious manner and don't know better, and people that are doing it in a subconscious manner because they never broke out of their intentional racism and bigotry. And there is a difference, and you have to know that difference. Because when I hear that statement, well, they were the black people that were the cream of the crop. And I was like, that is rooted in the idea that you think that somebody that has a black person that has a little more education or value to your system is more valuable than other black people. That's a misnomer. And, but we talked about it. And once I talked about it, they understood, and they understood that that was not acceptable. Now, going forth, if you do something like that, once you know it's unacceptable, that's intentional, and intentional matters. And intentional matter. All right. I was raised in a White House, still deconstructing at almost 50. Yeah, it's like you, Nate. They have you noticed that Somalian men have the most red beards per capita in the world? Yes, I do know, and I know why. As a matter of fact, I've done a video on the use of henna in Somalian culture and what it represents. Yes, I do. I don't do anything unintentionally. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you. I don't do anything unintentional. Everything is intentional. The redness is also, it's two reasons. It's the reason that Somalian men do dye their beards red. It signifies a certain level of wisdom. And I also do it because I don't want people to miss me. If you're looking for me, I want you to be able to. I did a video on my backup page because I heard this sound, and I was like, this is how I look. Do you understand how many times I've been doxxed? I get doxxed so often. People will come into live and dox me. The people like, oh, we know you live at the corner of this street and this street. I don't care. I am not, listen, and I have had this attitude ever since I've been on social media. Because no matter how long I've been on social media, I've always said something that some racist bigot or Rocky Raccoon is going to get bent out of shape about. They're going to find my address like it's not easy, like I'm on the news. I am out and about. I was out and about in Mississippi. Um, Speaking and fighting with racists over the flag. So it's not really that difficult to find me because I'm not hiding. I I'm not hiding. Yeah, I'm 6'4". I'm not hiding. So I get doxxed a lot. And you know what has never happened? None of those weak ass, I won't bust a grape in a fruit salad individuals have ever shown up at my house. You remember when Vicky? You remember that? Yeah, I'm never going to hide. I'm never going to hide because hiding for me now. Don't get me wrong. There are some people I understand the position they take, but I'm never going to come on social media crying about it. I'm be on social media crying about no one ever showed up. Nobody showed up. I'm trying to grow these roses. I'm trying to get some fertilizer for the community garden, and nobody ever shows up. Yeah, because I have a history. Because those people also, when they dox me, they also, good night, GCPR. Because when they dox me, they also read the rest of my history. Because, like I tell people, I, I'll get to that in a minute. GCPR, good night. Reese says it's time for me to go. All right. Y'all have a good one. And if you have a VPN, you know what to do. If not, I'll see you on Monday. Same Black Panther time, same Wakanda station. And since Olivia, I don't want her to say I'm taking a 3 hour detour on exiting, I'll see you all next week. Peace. Plus, if I don't sign out of GCPR, it's a possibility that 8 hours later I'll still be logged into GCPR. I, but no, I'm not going anywhere. I was signing out, Makai. You no, you don't have to leave. I was signing out of GCPR. No, just GCPR. We're still on the U to the 2B and TikTok. We still there. But yeah, so I have never. TikTok Shop is awesome. It's true. Was explaining how fried chicken was invented. The room went silent. I don't know what that PC and GCPR product is. It's in the TikTok shop. I wonder, do they know who we are? Yes, I think they do because I received an email from one of my GCPR listeners from where were they from? It wasn't Romania. It might have been Romania. It was either Romania or Poland that they listened to. They listened to me in, right, and they would talk. They asked about how's the family. He said, "How's your family? You really be giving your nieces and nephews a hard time, right?" It's like, yeah, I got to keep them in line. But yeah, even if they don't know exactly who you all are, they know. Yeah, I just want to share how it was invented. Yeah, I understand that, Dark Knight, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are not many black people that don't know how fried chicken was invented. And that's why this is why it's not even a microaggression at this point. It's just funny because people have a tendency to want to tell black people things that they don't think black people know. And it's like I'm gonna tell you let me tell you a secret about black people. And you all white people get ready. I'm gonna tell you a secret about black people. Black people have come an age in a country that wants to kill them for being too smart. Historically. Historically, smart black people had to learn how to suppress their intelligence because it threatened their masters. If they wanted you to learn certain things and learn how to do labor and everything out there, but if you let them knew you understood the mathematics necessary to build a water um, energy producer or irrigate land, they were like, yeah, that's where the term "I'm teach you something." Teach you something. That's where the term uppity Negro comes from, right? Because anytime you like, if you outshine the master, they would get upset, and they didn't mind you playing music. They didn't mind you, playing music, playing the piano, or entertaining them. You could excel at entertaining them all day long, but you learn never to tell them. It was so many times. Do you understand when we talk about George Washington Carver? Do you understand that there was so many people, enslaved people, that knew about agriculture from when they were kidnapped and dragged across the continent, and they never told they never told their farm masters how to be better planters or produce better crops? because the first Negro that tried that was lynched. Yep. The first one that said, "Hey, master, we know how to do this better than you. Would you like us to show you?" Yep. Nope. We sure won't. We rather struggle. White people would rather struggle under their own mediocrity than acknowledge a black man is superior intellect in any area. It's threat. Thank you, Vicky. I'm gonna tell you this: white women. I don't see why you all give in to thinking proximity to white men is going to protect you all because they treat you all the same way. That's why I be listening to white women. Sometimes I be like, they'll be being racist and bigoted, and I'll be like, you all are sheltering the people that are most likely to SA you and abuse you. Even no matter how much, listen, how much they need you to be birth canals for other mediocre white men. And I be looking, I be like, and it's not, don't get me started. If you heard me say all, then you didn't listen to me. When I talk about racists and bigots, it's very specific. If you're not a racist and bigot, don't pick that shoe up on and walk around in it because you're going to hurt your feet. You're going to get your feet hurt. But I don't see how white women think their proximity to those kinds of men is a benefit because in the long run, I know it took the handmaiden tale to point this out to some of you all, but did you all skip the 50s? We talk about the Handmaid's Tale. And don't get me wrong. I like the Handmaid's Tale is a good story, even though black women endured it. The Handmaid's Tale is a good story, but we had the Stepford Wives in the 80s. We had the Stepford Wives, and I know the book The Handmaid's Tale is older than that, but the idea of it being a media source for information, we had actual white wives in the 50s. So yeah, Jefferson side. Yeah. Leave the store, be home. We'll be here, Jay. We'll be here. We're sitting here. I'm okay. Not liking this, keeping my hands to myself. What's up, Amy? I didn't see you come in, Amy. What's up, Amy? What's up, Goddess? Yeah, Goddess, you're right on time if you were aiming for a Lauren Hill concert. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, I want you all also, family. Yeah, I charge the family with doing a lot. I know I be putting a lot on you all, but I want you all to, and you all don't have to leave these comments in pig Latin. But when you hear these so-called black people in America that call themselves African Americans talk about other black people trying to erase their contribution to the world, I want you to tell them the only people trying to whitewash history and erase black contributions to the world are white people. There is no African nation that has tried to pass legislation denying the existence of Africans in America. There is no African in American company trying to wipe out the contribution of the historical significance of anything that Africans in America are. I hate the term and I try to sidestep it every way I can because I'm not an African American. That's hyphenated term, and what did Toni Morrison tells us about that? Um, if white people are Americans and everybody else has to hyphenate, no, I'm not. But if that's what y'all want to call yourselves, that's funny to me anyway because Africa is a country of 54 countries. If you don't know which one you are, you could just say black. But I digress. But when I see these videos about the Essence Festival and people talking about people, black people in Nigeria and all that's trying to erase black culture, American, sometimes, sometimes when I hear this borderline Rocky Raccoon behavior, I'll be like, what are y'all talking about? There are people that are actually out here in government passing laws to remove the name of black people from the U.S. Navy ships. There are people out here literally trying to tell a story of history that includes that slaves benefited from slavery. And your thing is that they had an Essence Festival with a few vendors that were culturally relevant from other cultures because I hate to break it to you all, but black culture is black culture around the world. I understand you all are kind of, protective of the story of black history in America because you don't know any other history besides black history in America, and you feel protective of it and not realize that it is an ingrainment of world history. But you want to limit yourself. But you all go right ahead. And then these people, the people that are talking about it, are the same people I don't accept constructive criticism from because they have constructed nothing. Right. Y'all hear it? It's that time. Hold on. Let's see if I can complete the puzzle first try. It's the right, hey, Vicky. It's the priorities for me, and like I said, this is coming from people who have never been to Essence Festival. And then this guy in my comment section said, "Well, talk to the vendors, talk to the local vendors." Now, understand, this lets me know that people haven't been to Essence Festival before, because at the first Essence Festival, there wasn't the same kind of restrictions as became later. Because listen, it's called clear zones. And let me explain what a clear zone is. A clear zone is the area around a festival, be it the Essence Festival or other festivals have this also. Some make exceptions for some that they have an area where you can't be a street vendor and set up in that area in competition with the restaurants and venues that are already in that area. Those clear zones were advocated for by the businesses that are located in that area. And they were saying, hey, street vendors, you all have to be further back, but we can't be in competition in this area where we pay an elevated tax to have a business here. I understand that. Street vendors and yeah, some food trucks, great. I understand that. But you all are the ones who always talking about capitalism. So this was a capitalistic move. This was the companies that are already have actual physical concrete shops in this zone, not wanting to compete against people that could come in and sell things at a lower value, but also without a permit, which is also a problem because you don't know who you got food poisoning from if you're just a street vendor without a permit, but you know who to sue if something comes up and you were at a place and you got food poisoning. There's all kinds of subtleties to it, right? And it's like, this is what people ask me. They say, well, go talk to these people. I did. I know all about clear zones. I know about them. I know the problems that street vendors have with them, and I know why they're in place because in order to have a clear zone, you had to have a city ordinance passed for those clear zones. Now let's get to the convention center. There are vendors in the convention center. There are all kinds of vendors in the convention center and in the Caesars Superdome doing festivals, right? Doing concerts, doing the Super Bowl, same thing, right? There are vendors and in there. And yes, the vendors have just increased. Because this guy, well, why was a Irish beer and all that? Because people drink Irish beer, some people do. It's the idea that they didn't realize a lot of these companies were black owned. That's what gets me. The Essence Festival hasn't just been about chicken and waffles, it has been about black owned businesses that they spotlight and Target. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't want to hear about it. Target has been a sponsor of the Essence Festival since the beginning. That's why I was talking to you all about, are you all sure you all are going through with this boycott? And do you understand the ramifications of this boycott? Because their Target is under contractual obligation with a lot of these things that they have been a part of. And I know from personal experience, because I told you last night, there were some things we would do in the community, and I can't depend on everybody, but you can depend on people who want a presence. So it was a trade off. You get to have a presence in the black community, and I get to do the actual work of making sure people who can't get to medical care get to get clinic screenings like they need. Okay, what are y'all boycotting me too? Because in the end of the time, in the end of the day, yes, we have learned how to navigate this system to get what we want. And is it perfect? It shouldn't have to be necessary to do it, but it's not perfect. And you two give me warnings all because I said Rocket Raccoon take it in the back of the throat. Yeah. Where you can't sell barbecue when the pit masters were female blacks because hold on. Where you can't sell barbecue when the pit masters were females black because they can't compete. Expound upon your comment. Expound upon your comment. I'm trying to understand what. Give me context for that comment. Give me context for that comment. I'm not sure you're not onto something, but I just want to make sure I have context for it. No, before you all jump, I think I understand what he's trying to say. It's just that he did a bad job of saying it. All right, Jay is home. Yeah, Dark Knight. I want you to rework that and put it in a context. Put it in a better context. I think you're talking about women being cut off access, and it does cut off access in some points, but I want to make sure I understand the scope you're talking about because sometimes we have to be careful and understand that it's the action itself that and not the who we jumping. Stop it, Olivia. Stop it. While Dark Knight gets his thought together, I get back. I'm gonna come back to that. Let me know when he gets it together. Someone pinned a comment for me. But what you understand, right, is that there's a difference between evolution and standing still. You understand? There's a difference between evolution and standing still. He's working on it, Don. Leave it alone. Let it go. He's working on it. I think I hit upon what he's talking about, and let me see if I get it. There's evolution is about evolving. Do you understand that? Evolving. We cannot continue to stay in the same place and fight in the same manner and think we're going to get a different outcome. And I say that because it applies to a lot of things, like going back to the Essence Festival. The Essence Festival people talk about was a different vibe. And I'm looking at the vendors. I went through and I looked at every vendor because y'all know I do research and it's also posted. It's also posted. I'm tapping out. I clearly am not in the right mindset. All right, Chief of Security. All right, I'm gonna call you. Go play some. Go play some Call of Duty. And don't go to sleep because I will be ringing your phone when I get off of here. Don't go to sleep. You know what, Chief of Security? Before you go, there's got to be a game. Can we play? I need you to get a civilization game. I need you to get a game where we can like play together. And I don't want to play Call of Duty. I want to play. I want to play an intricate RPG game. So we'll have to find that. We have to find something that you can tolerate, that I can tolerate, and we can play together. Cause you know I would love to play Civilization. Yeah, I love to play Civilization, but you couldn't tell me which character you were, cause I have to play it like I would play it. But we have to understand that if you all are going to advocate for capitalism, then you're going to have to advocate for capitalistic growth in the black community. People continue to talk about that the black spending power in this country is $1.8 trillion. Does that sound like a lot? 46, 46 million black people in this country, and we clock their spending power at 1 trillion, at almost $2 trillion. What's up, Dale? And people are always talking about this. Black people have 1 trillion, 1.4, 1.5, 1.8 trillion dollars in spending power. And we don't spend our money like we should, and we don't invest it like we should. And y'all buy hair care products and all this. This is all the conversation I hear about how black people are not using their 1.4, 1.8. We're gonna call it 1.8 because I think the figure I have from 2004 is that it's projected to be 1.98 trillion this year. But we're not using our to like other groups of people do. Do you realize Hispanic spending power in this country is almost 2.4 trillion? Do you realize while you all are talking about the peanuts that black people have and wondering why they're not buying the Taj Mahal or investing, that white people in this country have spending power approaching $13 trillion? So they can buy the hair care products and do the investing. But it's always when I hear black people talking about this spending power that we should do this and we should be doing that. Bitch, you go do it. Yeah, if Susan been working 60 hours a week and she want to buy her some new hair, she should be able to buy her some new hair. It shouldn't be a choice between buying her some new hair and investing because white spending power is almost $13 trillion for doing the same work. $13 trillion, and it's not just because they're the majority. It's because of the wealth gap in this country. So while you all are out here talking about $46 million, 46 million people, and their $1.9 trillion in spending power, but comparing it to white people in this country with their $13 trillion spending power, they can afford all the things that you call disposable income and investment for their future. Why is it that poor people always have to sacrifice and no one is understanding that those sacrifices should not be necessary? It shouldn't be a like, well, you get to eat but you don't get to drink good coffee. You got to invest in something that's going to pay off 50 years from now, but you can't have a good cup of coffee. You got to drink the ground stuff. Why do you all think that? What is the mentality behind that thought process? Instead of realizing we live in a fucked up economic system. Instead of saying the system is fucked up and we need to address it, you talk about how black people need to get used to the fucked up system and be okay with the increases they're allowed to have every 5 to 6 years. Am I the only one that thinks that's crazy? Am I the one that sees that you all are talking about penalizing black people for wanting to live because we're never sure about tomorrow, and I'm not talking about in an esoteric God way. I'm talking about in the way that this could be taken by law. But you want us to invest money that they have they have 1.4 trillion, 1.9 trillion dollars for the white community is a drop in the bucket. They still got 11.1 trillion dollars more spending power. It's not even compatible. The government will spend more than $1 trillion on military defense this budget period. There are there are people are making a difference. There are people that figure out how to play. But see, that's the thing, Dark Knight. I don't want to figure out how to play. I want to figure out how to revamp the system so it works for everyone. We don't. This is not. It's like I was listening to Jillian Michaels. Thank you all for telling me her last name. Jillian Michaels talk about we need to redefine. What do you mean redefine words that already existed? What do you mean redefine? Everybody wants us to adjust to a system that has never been just to us. But we have to always adjust. We always have to figure out a way to become financially stable enough to make sure we put food on our table for our children every day. We got to figure that system out. But people that got a head start in the system because of 400 years of institutional slavery, chattel slavery, the Jim Crow era, and the civil rights movement. But we supposed to figure it out now. Instead of saying, no, why don't we just rebuild something that works for everybody? And then we get in this mode where we think because somebody had figured out that everybody's going to have access to that same path. There's only one Oprah Winfrey. There's only one LeBron James. There's only one. When you can take the top 10, listen, you can take Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. I'm trying to get some good ones. Elon Musk, um, Bill Gates. I throw Bill Gates in there, and Warren Buffett. You could take five men and have over $1 trillion in spending power. You can take five white men and have $1 trillion in spending power. And you want us to jump up and down because 46 million white black people have $1.5 trillion in spending power. I don't I don't want you to adjust to anything. You deserve everything because you're American. No, no. See, and that's a misnomer also. I understand you mean well, Dark Knight, but understand the definition of American has been defined without us, and we're expected to catch up with it. No, I deserve everything because I'm inherently human. And everybody deserves everything. If you live in Nigeria, you deserve. If you live in Venezuela, you deserve. It's not about that I'm an American that I deserve it. I deserve it because I exist. I deserve it because I work for it. It's not, see, that's another thing. You all have this ideology that no one else deserves these things, that no one, you want us to work to be Americans, but you don't think anybody else deserves these things. Everybody deserves happiness and freedom from oppression. No matter who you are or where you are, you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be free from oppression. Period. And I, Doctor, you're speaking in cliches that I think you understand. But at the end of the day, I stand against oppression, and sometimes the some people that look like me are the main impediment to fighting against oppression, because they're fighting for crumbs that the oppressor gave them that now they need to protect. Like, we're not the ones setting the table. I'm not fighting for crumbs. I will leave you and your crumbs behind. I will walk past you and your crumbs. I will. Where my nephew at? I need my nephew for a minute. I know he at work. Where my nephew at? Yeah, everybody will tell you I have no respect to your jobs. I have no respect to your jobs. What are you doing, nephew? I'm talking about you in my live. Get here. Yeah, I have no respect for his job. Network, networking 365. You're out of here. All right. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. I'm over the crumbs. Ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm not. That's the conflict. But everything the USA has built has been on your culture. I hate to break it to you. Everything that everything that has been built since the age of colonization has been built on the backs of marginalized groups of people that didn't look white. It's like it's like I try to break it down for you all. Let me try to break this down this way. If a meteorite hits Europe, it's going to affect us around the world. So when I understand what you say, greetings, salutations. There's my nephew. I understand what you're getting at, Dark Knight, but the fallacy of it's rooted in this belief that has been created by the oppressor, that even somehow this is different than that. The idea that since the age of colonization, mediocre white society has been built on the backs of black people, brown people, indigenous people to Australia. That is what I try to get you to, because if you all think you all going to fight this fight one sec at a time, you're going to lose. The key to the oppressor's greatest tool is their unity. Their unity is their greatest tool. If you look at now, I'll give you a prime example. Look at now, the Ukraine and Russia. You know why that war is still going on? Because other white people have only did enough to keep it going on. That's why. Because even in their warped kind of way, they're still unified. They still unified by going back and forth between each other. They're trying to talk it out. They try to talk it out. Israel has bombed the hell out of Gaza. And while we pay lip service to caring about Gaza, if we wanted to end that war, we should stop supplying Israel with weapons. If if we wanted to end the, it's not even a war. I don't even call it a war. A war requires both sides having troops. There are no troops from Gaza. If you wanted to end it and talk about a ceasefire, you would stop giving Israel the weapons to bomb Gaza. So anything less than that, when I hear people talk about ceasefire, oh, they having a talk about ceasefire. No, you're not, because let me tell you, if I want to stop people from fighting, that I have something to do with supplying their weapons, I will take the weapons away and say you can't fight like that. Now, if you're gonna fight, you're gonna have to go out there with your hands. You're gonna have to go throw fisticuffs because you're not fighting with the weapons I give you, defensive or offensive. I guarantee your whole attitude changes. Your whole attitude changes. So when we get to this idealism, I think a lot of you all understand the micro, but not the macro. You understand, like, we have gotten so used to people saying there is no American culture, is black culture, and they're all, but the culture of the world, and that's because I tell people all the time. Sometimes black people in America act like the white people in the diaspora, in African diaspora, because white people in America have this narcissistic tendency to believe they're better than anybody else in America. They speak one language and they believe everybody should come to them to learn that language instead of them learning other languages. They believe that their history is the only relevant history. Like 1776, the world hadn't existed for thousands of years of civilization before that. Do you understand? America is not even a tenth of the age of Rome. Do you understand there were civilizations that came and went in the blink of an eye, and that eye blink lasted 1,000 years? And America, and especially white people in America, and sometimes their black counterparts, because even in their oppression, they identify more with the oppressor than they do with people that look like them across the world that have been oppressed. And I know, and that's why I'm trying to help you understand it. Exactly. You have ever seen a white person on vacation in France that can't communicate? And even just showing up in France and being white, you get extended courtesies even if you don't know the language. Even if you don't know the language. Because in oppressive understanding, they are still unified. They might fight amongst themselves, but they're only fighting for the ability to rule. We fight against an oppressor that our very existence depends on, and then we got the nerve to try to say one of the people that is spending. I'm over here trying to fight the oppressor, and you're over here talking about, oh, you're just trying to show out, fighting the oppressor like that, and you what? Is that that you believe I'm trying to erase you instead of getting you over here to help me fight the oppressor so we can build something that works for everybody? And your thing is that, oh, my red beard is better than yours, bitch. I don't care. I will shave this beard off if it means you will get over here and do your part. I will shave it off. If that's what it's going to take for you to do your part for us to win this battle, then you can have this beard, because we're gonna look around and we ain't gonna be nobody else. It's not gonna be any of us to have a beard anyway. And that is what you have to get at. That is what I be hearing when I be hearing this artificially created. No, it's not artificially created because the oppressor is sitting back laughing their ass off at the disparity between black people in the diaspora against black people that are on the continent. And yes, that is rooted in colonization. That disparity is rooted in colonization. That's why we have a whole ass civil war going on in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That's why Haiti has its uprising because they feed into it. They feed into it. The oppressor realizes that as long as I keep them fighting, they have no hope of fighting me. They have no hope, and we keep it going. We keep it going because people don't want to hear what I got to say, and I be like, "Why y'all fighting? Explain why y'all fighting." Well, they said this about my culture, and I don't think you all have culture. And I be looking at them like, y'all are both crazy. You all are not going to have an existence while y'all sitting about here arguing about who had straight hair first. Or you all arguing about Rosa Parks is yours and not the world's. When I hear people saying, "Oh, this is American culture. It's not everybody's culture." You have listen, listen. You all have packaged and branded and sold your culture around the world, and now you are mad that somebody else is doing the same thing. Are we for real? Have a wonderful and blessed evening. They're talking about making people work the fields for their health care. Anubis, I will talk about that. I'm ambitious. I will talk about that because when I get to, I gotta get a video. But yes, people like 34 million people on Medicaid, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to get them off Medicaid and replace undocumented field workers with them. Understand how crazy that sounds? Yeah, but hold on. Let's see if I have that video for you all. I know I got the video, but I'm trying to figure if I have it. Ba ba ba. If I've downloaded, because I want you all to hear that. Nope, I don't have it on computer yet. I got it on my phone, and I have to transfer it. But yeah, we'll get into that either next week or I'll put it in my video. 40% on Medicare, infants and children. So who gonna make kids work to feel? Listen, and this is the thing, Vicky. I want you to. I want. It's interesting that you mentioned that. Let's get back to this for just a moment. I know I can be. I can be all over the place, but I'm prepared. All right. Now, you all remember yesterday there was a raid at a farm in California, which a man lost his life, and and let's go. It's a cannabis farm, but let's say that let's qualify it. Cannabis is legal in California, so it's farming, so it's not a stretch. But this is the thing: people don't realize that in this country we have farming, we have laws regulating farming. Do you know embedded in those? Because I was watching some conservatives talk about, oh, they raided and you all are mad, but they had 12-year-old children out there and they had people with their children out there in the cannabis. They said they didn't say the word cannabis, they said something else because, like it's legal. But this is the thing I wanted to remind them of. While they're complaining about there were children out there in the field or children there with their parents, because what were they going to do? What health care could they? They can't afford daycare, so they have to bring their kids out there with them, right? Just like another generation I had. But if you want to talk about children working in the farming industry as young as 12 years old, then maybe you need to look at the farming regulation exemptions for children working on farms. Maybe they need to talk about that because you can have 12-year-old children working on your farm. You can. We all these child labor laws we talk about in this country, you still it's the agriculture department is one of the exemptions to the child labor laws when it comes to working on farms. So once you can't be talking about, oh, ICE did a good thing because there were children working on. Most people I know had their first job shucking corn at Good point. Exactly. Good point. And you know it's rooted in what did Sweet Pea say? What did I miss? No one said children should work. No one said children should work on farms. Huh? Did I miss something? Hold on. Why are hold on? Let me get make sure. Why are you speaking fear instead of truth? Why am I speaking fear instead of truth? I got it. I just seen it right. Um, I don't know. I will ask your daddy the next time he brings your mama over. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have to spread fear. I don't have to spread fear. I don't have to spread fear. You see this judge's decision right here, Sweet Pea? Yeah, let's see. You make the mistake of thinking my intelligence will protect you from getting a backhand. I don't know where you got that from. I understand. You're used to saying very intelligent. That's a microaggression. Yes, I am highly intelligent, not very highly, but I am also capable of a backhand that will make your grandparents hurt. I'm capable of that. So don't think you can come in here with your microaggressions or your platitudes and not get these hands, because these hands are rated E for everybody except Bella. Now, unless your name is Bella behind Sweet Pea, but I think she right here, she's not on her keyboard right now. These hands are rated for you too. So when you talk about very intelligent, understand that I am highly intelligent, but I also can fight because you all created it. So now back to this right here, what I was talking about. Can you pull the lever right now? No, let Sweet Pea stay around and hurt. Because understand, Sweet Pea is that Sweet Pea? Sweet Pea stumbled into this conversation because they're not loved at home and they felt the need for some attention because they're not getting any attention at home because that brother sister parent combination they have is probably in their bedroom creating another Sweet Pea. So go for it. Go for it. I know you're very loved. Did you see the hills that have eyes? They love their people too. They love their people. They didn't just it's like the Leatherface family. They loved each other. They just didn't like outsiders. Yeah, you're very loved. I didn't say you wasn't loved. I would tell him to behave, but it's too late for that. All right, Jay, I'll behave. Corny. Listen, Sweet Pea, how many people you get in your life? Listen, I feel like Tina Turner when Ike came into the room. Y'all remember in What's Love Got to Do with It? And Ike comes into the she have a concert when she unfilled the stadium, and Ike comes in the room and threatens her, and she's like, she laughs at him. He says, "What you gonna do? You mad? You mad, Ike? That's this whole stadium here to see me, Sweet Pea, not you. You mad? You mad? I'm corny. I'm corny. Well, that's what your mama said too. That's what she said. She said I was corny. Or was it nutty? I think it was nutty. I think it was nutty. And I think she was speaking, with Nutella running out her mouth. Yeah. More like when he tears him up in the back of that limo. Uh, I know you have a bunch of sheep. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, right? The only thing that's keeping them off your ass right now is me. All right, let me show you. Sweet Pea, I tried. Have at it, y'all. Y'all can do what y'all want to. Have at her, them, they. I don't know. I don't care. Well, Sleepy, it was nice. It was nice conversating with you. They're picking straws right now to see who blocks you. listen, listen. It amazes me, right? It amazes me when people come in and call you all sheep, and I be like, y'all just sheep. I can't even get I can't get them to rest sometimes. They talk about sheep. What kind of sheep are these? These are sheep you see in horror movies, right? Here's a sheep. Only thing that crazy to Sweet Pea don't realize they would have been on her ass. But for me, I think it was already on track. Goodness, they could have made it if they wouldn't have made the sheep comment. Yeah, teenage debate. All right, thank you, Gracie. Thank you. But yeah. So y'all want movies this weekend? Y'all want movies? I had a phone call with Sweet Pea popping off. Sweet Pea called y'all sheep. I was like, I'm getting out of this. You ain't getting. Listen, y'all ain't getting me caught up talking about they sheep. You cross. I already got to argue. I already got to call my chief of security when I get off and hear him. Y'all think I'm gonna be like tolerate? Oh hell no! Ain't gonna have me on the phone talking about why do you do that? Yep, I'm the leader of the revolution. Yeah, that I like to. I would like to stay alive and be the leader of the revolution. I'm not married and I don't have. Listen, no little lambs. No, yeah, y'all got it. Y'all fucked up. Uh, Sweet Pea just sour. Listen, they y'all were all right. They be all right argue with me, but they want to argue with in the comment section. I thought she was talking about the other sheep. I'm like, she's trying. Listen, listen, listen. You got Bella. You got Bella up here ready. Ready. Okay. Well, you want to say hello? Yeah. Yeah. Say hello. Yeah. Yeah. Our precious little girl. Listen. Listen. Go see what they're doing. What? You want to go see? Go ahead. I don't think I think everybody's sleeping. So you'll be back because everybody's sleep. Crumb Snatcher sleep. Yep. Crumb Snatcher birthday tomorrow. Crumb Snatcher birthday. Greetings, everyone. Greetings that just came in. Bella loves her lawyers. She was like, we see, yeah, Bella loves her lawyers. I need my lawyers. I need my lawyers. Nephew, what time you get off? What time you get off, nephew? Now, nephew at work. If he need a movie, we'll put a movie on because I know he be at work. Midnight. All right. Are you good? You good? Yeah. We were having a good conversation too. Those people were so sorry. Listen, but sometimes you just gotta you. I do that. Y'all want to watch a movie? Y'all want me to put a movie on here? Y'all want me to go to Twitch? Y'all want to? What y'all want? I want to Twitch. Let's see. I don't know. How long could I show a movie on here? Is the question. What y'all want to watch? Y'all want to watch Ballerina? Y'all want to watch Ballerina on Twitch? All right, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Oh, okay. That's not even for me. That's for her. All right. I'll tell her. All right. I'm gonna go. Oh, I can do. Hold on. Let me shut down. Let me shut down because you know we gotta shut down this one. All right, you all.